Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us once again. Today, we're going to be talking about ski injuries. I'm Olivia Chang, orthopedic surgeon. This is Roger, who puts people back together in the emergency room. And this is Danny. Danny is a high user of our emergency room from ski injuries. So we're going to let her start and share some of her experiences.
Oh gosh, yes. So I have had a lot of injuries over the years. I've had about 8 concussions in total. Most was from skiing, which you thought you would learn, but no. The first concussion I've ever experienced was skiing down one of the runs and practicing for a race. What I like to do is kind of visualize the gates and see how fast I would like to go and just like do a little test run. And during my test run, my boot unclicked and I lost control and went into the trees, knocking myself out and coming back, crawling out of the gates and onto the hill. And my coach thinking that was awesome. And that was such a fun, like run I did.
Did you know you had a concussion at the time?
I had no idea.
So how did you figure it out?
So right after my coach came to me, I was still in an adrenaline rush and saying, I still have this race to do. And we put all my gear back on and my coach was like, you good? And I said, yeah, let's go.
So did you do it?
So I did do the race again.
Wow.
And then I would say after the race, I started feeling nauseous. I started losing some of my balance.
Wow.
My sleep was disturbed. I had headaches and any sensitivity, like the light from the sun on the snow, that reflection was really bugging my eyes. That really affected me for many months on that one. And I didn't know what was going on with me until I went and saw my family physician. And it was like, something's off. And then we started going over maybe because I played multiple sports at this time. So I didn't know what was going on, if I was just stressed or schoolwork. I was in high school at this time, or if it was just kind of common. So then we figured out from there that I had a concussion. Yep. Yeah, and that took a while to figure that out. It took probably around 2 months.
Oh, geez.
And you kept, and you kept.
And during that time, I kept doing sports.
Yep.
So I was doing cheerleading and I was doing skiing and I was doing field hockey and volleyball. Wow. So I was still doing a bunch of things on top of schoolwork. And with that really affected my routine. It really affected like my school ethics, like my workload and everything. Like it really affected. But looking back at it, trying to see how I could prevent it, I would say definitely I had a helmet on. Keep your noggins nice and safe with that.
Now about the helmets, now they have different types of helmets now too.
Yes,
right?
they can.
So
they have different sizes, which is very helpful.
You want to make sure it fits you properly.
Yes, and they have like a little adjuster on the back, so you can kind of crank it a little bit, so it actually fits nice and snug on your head. There's different types. There's hard shell. There's like the little bit more softer one.
And probably for competition is different than just the.
You can, yes, you see some, but then again, with that could be a little bit more expensive having 2 different helmets.
Yeah.
And once you fall on it, like, would you be able to wear that helmet again, or you think that helmet would be you needed replaced?
I would say that's actually a very good question.
Well, if you hit a tree and pretty hard, I think that's going to be compromised.
With my scenario, I definitely need a new helmet.
But did you get a new helmet at that time?
I did not.
No,
because I said I'm fine. My goggles were a little scratched from the trees, but
and the tree was okay.
The tree was fine.
Trees,
I gave it a hug.
You see injuries that they come here. The trees never come. They always trees are.
Well, we're glad you're better. How long did it take you to get back to baseline?
I would say probably closer to a year.
Oh wow!
With that one,
really?
That one really affected me because I didn't have any.
You didn't have treatment.
I didn't have treatment, and treatment is huge, I would say.
Yeah.
Like it would have changed my recovery process on that.
But I think now we recognize head injuries a lot better now.
Yes,
as well.
there are websites, the Canadian
but I think,
Association, and all that, and also treatments, right? Like
Yeah,
in our
yeah,
in our
yeah,
clinic,
yeah.
we have chiropractors,
Yeah.
we have
Concussion
physiotherapists,
testing,
concussion
yeah,
tests, and
and treatment.
a little bit more careful because it's a very common injury in
Yeah.
skiers,
Well,
snowboarders.
Now, what other injury, like when you hit a tree,
Yeah.
other than your head, you can injure other body parts, of
Tell
course.
you what, the most common injuries we see a lot.
Yeah,
of,
we
over
do see a lot in
the 11
the
years I've been
universe.
here. We have a lot of broken clavicles and
Broken
with
clavicles, yeah.
pneumothorax, and also
So pneumothorax just means that puncture in the lung. Yeah.
because of a clavicle fracture, and also, for example, last year we had 13 femur fractures.
Femur fracture.
And
So that's
11 from hitting trees, which is a high impact.
And the tree always wins.
Always wins.
Always wins.
I always stay.
So stay away from the tree.
Yeah,
stay
I can validate that.
I always say that the way they go fast, hitting a tree is like for a normal person being hit by a Mini Cooper right on the streets. It's
Mini Cooper, not a van.
No, a Mini Cooper.
Mini, it's just a small car.
Well, you're going so fast too.
Yeah.
Like even like sometimes like I have an app on my phone that shows how fast I go on a run.
People
and you can go fast.
Right. No. So the prevention of that, because the tree is not moving, you're moving. No. It just not go there.
But that's true.
Right? Like, because the tree is not
avoid the tree.
Avoid the tree. The tree is not coming towards you. You're going towards the tree. So just stay away from the tree.
Yeah. Funny thing is, up here, I was talking to one of our emergency physicians, and then his son is compete and all that stuff. Then I said, you know what? Can we just go and then chop the trees? He said, but that is no fun. I said, okay, so that's probably the answer. But no fun. Stay away from the trees.
Right, but that's different than when another skier or snowboarder hits you.
Yes.
Because then that's not your fault. No. Because you can't avoid that.
Right. Yeah. But we see that. We see a lot of injuries like people hitting each other, right? So you problem as an instructor and
so I see it all the time. Yes, unfortunately, regarding that. Yeah. Those who, and like what we mentioned in the first episode, is that people don't know the rules of skiing. Like when they're going down the hill, like who has the right of way, stay on one side of the hill, like I mentioned. And usually a lot of the crisscross and hitting people happen on the Bunny Hill or Blue Hills, which are a little bit more intermediate.
I think what brought that information to the news is that who's that famous person who's suing, who got sued for
Neeson's wife.
No. The one that had a goop, the goop.
The goop.
I don't know. What was her name? She's blonde. Oh shoot, I forgot her. She's pretty famous. Okay. They were skiing at the Deer Valley, and Quebec. Then no, this is in the U.S. Anyhow, but anyway, they sue her, and that's when it was in the news, and it was like the one that's down the hill always have the right of way.
Okay. I was thinking about that one who died in. In
yes, I remember.
That one. Yeah. So that kind of cases actually brings that information to the public light, which is very unfortunate, but it does sort of bring to awareness that the one down the hill from you has a right of way. So avoid them.
Yes.
And don't hit the trees.
Like even like when I'm skiing or I have my friends or the little kiddos that I'm teaching, I always have I'm always looking to see. I always stay in the back where I have them in front of me. So I'm looking to see if anyone is coming in like hot and heady, like they're coming super fast. And so I can kind of control the situation of the people in front of me, knowing that I'm kind of protecting them from a skier that might be out of control.
And the other thing is sometimes if you can't hear a skier coming, but if you're using, like I see a lot of people now ski with headsets in, so then you don't hear like if there's a skier or snowboarder coming behind you at all. So that's another thing I find. Nowadays, you see a lot of kids just ski with music on.
So you have no idea what's okay.
Yeah, they don't know. Now, a lot of people do that. A lot of, I'd say, teenagers and young adults do that. I have done that. Yes. I have listened to music, but I would say it is dangerous because you don't know your surroundings.
I think the majority. most of the injuries are accidents. Some accidents can be avoided
Yeah.
or can try to minimize the impact of the.
And the other area that people tend to get injured is going on and getting off the ski
Oh,
lift
yeah.
all the time.
Oh,
I
yes,
don't
oh.
understand.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, you know what? We've seen
Oh.
people coming here with broken bones, falling on the parking lot, walking
That's
on
true
the
too,
ski
because the
boots.
skis are
The
really
boots.
hard and
Ah,
slippery.
yes,
So when you're walking, you have to be really careful.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We see some
Like so that usually
funny
is
stuff,
like we
yeah.
tend to see broken
Yeah.
wrist, you
Yes.
know.
Oh yeah.
But going back on the ski lift,
Mhm.
getting on and getting off, it's interesting. Often it's because they cross over their ski with another skier.
Yes.
Would that be?
Yes.
And then
And they're not organized like before they start moving. Like, you know how they
mhm,
have lanes
Mhm.
and they merge to one
mhm.
and then it goes straight into the chair. A lot of people don't have themselves ready enough.
Mhm. So that's
to
getting
go
on the
in,
chair.
to
Yeah.
getting on the chair.
Now
And
and then what about getting off?
oh, it's always such a fun sight. It's great. Like you can tell when someone's nervous on the chair and they don't know what to do. With injuries on that would be crisscrossing your feet,
Right.
accidentally putting your ski underneath someone else's ski,
Yeah.
and then things can happen that way.
I guess one of the way to avoid it, you can ask the people on the ski, are you going left or are you going right? So that you don't end up getting off the skis and cross over. So you can say, okay, we're
Oh, yeah.
going right, and then they're going left.
Mhm.
And then some people are really nervous about getting on the ski or getting on the ski lift with snowboarders. In that
Yes.
case, you can just get on the next chair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because-
or even like
Yeah.
sometimes like because I snowboard too,
Yeah.
is I always pick a side. I never go in the middle as a snowboarder.
Right. That's
because I know
respecting.
it's because I know it's difficult because skiers just want to go straight or they
Mhm.
want to go one direction. Snowboarding, you have to balance because you have one
Mhm.
foot in, one foot not, and
Right.
if your heel catches the snow, you could.
Right.
So
Mhm.
I always say choose one end of the chairlift when you're getting off,
Yeah.
like when you're getting on and off.
For the snowboarders.
For
Yeah.
snowboarders,
And
yeah.
and it's worthwhile if you're really worried, and now the lifts are sometimes there's 6 people on it. You can plan out how you're gonna exit ahead of time if you're really concerned.
Yeah.
And then the finally, if you're really uncomfortable with the chair being full, you can go on a chair that has a little less people to avoid that
Stay in the chair
crossover.
comes all the way back down.
Some people have done that.
Yeah, people do
That's
do
for
that.
our
Yeah.
And they'll stop the chair.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah, you have to jump.
Yeah.
The other injury that we tend to see, which it doesn't seem like a big injury when you talk to the about femurs, is a skier's thumb, but it could be very debilitating.
Yes.
So
it's a common injury.
yeah. So the skier's thumb is usually when you are holding the pole. Often people are putting their hand right in with the loop around, so they're holding on, and then when they fall or their ski pole catches something, the sleeve doesn't let go, so it pulls your thumb back.
Hyperextend the thumb. Yeah.
Yeah. So have you seen that injury in the emerge? Many times.
Yes, many
Yeah.
years, yeah.
And that injury, for the most part, you can just be treated with a cast.
Yeah, with splint with
Yeah.
cast. Yeah.
But small,
sometimes they
for
they need
very
to fix.
so a small group of people will have to have surgery.
Surgery.
Because sometimes there's a ligament in the base of the thumb. When they're torn, sometimes they can flip over and get stuck under a muscle and they don't heal. So then your thumb is unstable and you will have a hard time even lifting coffee cup. Yeah.
Which will affect their.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
this
yeah.
is-
So
this
then
is-
you're
this
not
thumb
gonna be
is-
able to play video
It's
games.
very important.
Yeah.
It's important. Or in your
Oh no.
yeah. Or in your case,
To do surgery. Yeah,
so
yeah,
that means
yeah.
can we
Yeah.
stop skiing? Dr.
Right,
Chen?
exactly. Yeah, there you go.
You stop skiing. You can do it.
Yeah, so so what did we talk about? We talked about the femur.
Yeah.
We talked
So,
tibial plateau.
So we have so many injuries,
Mhm.
but tibial plateau fracture, which is a very common, the most common injury in skiers is knee injury.
Mhm.
So when we have tibial plateau fracture, it can be devastating. Can be, and we see skiers with the bilateral tibial plateau fracture. It's even worse, and sometimes they need surgery. I would say 80% of the time. So.
And it's a
anyways,
life-changing
it's a
injury because it
life-changing.
damages the joint.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's I always say when you have a tibial plateau fracture, ACL tear, which is a very common, that's probably the beginning of the end of a knee. You ain't gonna end up with osteoarthritis so much early in life, but it's a very common injury.
Yeah. So earlier we were talking about the spring skiing. So we're talking about the type of snow during spring skiing, and Danny would be able to explain more. But sometimes we get something called a terrible triad, right? So we get the MCL, ACL, and the meniscus injury because their skis get stuck in the snow. But you probably seen that in in your career. You probably haven't had that injury, but
no,
no,
not yet. I don't want it.
Yeah. So springtime is when people go out and they have a great time, but they're not. You have to be careful with the conditions because the snow is heavy.
Right? Yeah, the conditions are constantly changing.
The conditions
every day.
And I asked Danny before because I always had, and I asked other skiers before because here in Collingwood we have night skiing. To me, it's always it must be nice, but I don't know, and that's why I asked Danny can answer if the lights, if we see if it's different when you go down ski, if you have like shade or whatever from the lights, I don't know. It's different. You have to be a little more careful. First, we see a lot of people skiing, night skiing. They are tired. And it's always, and most of them sometimes, my last run. When you think about last run,
never
don't go.
say last run.
Okay.
until you're looking back.
Until you're looking up at the hill.
Yeah. It's always the last run.
Yeah,
and then they're in the emerge.
People are tired. It's a different night skiing.
Yes.
Right?
So even too, like some people will go day skiing and then go night skiing after. So they're doing a full day of skiing.
Yes.
Which good on you. But you're also going to be very tired.
Yes.
The conditions change, especially if you're doing spring skiing in the morning. It's going to be, it could be really nice cornrow, like really nice, like fresh, like groomed conditions. And then as the day goes on, the sun's coming out, it starts to get a little bit more heavier, a little bit more slushy is the term I guess I like to use for it. It gets sloppy skiing. And that is where I've seen a lot of injuries occur because you're getting a lot of more resistance as you're skiing because it's heavier snow.
Yes.
So your muscles are getting more tired. And then you're going to be like, oh, I see like a little bit of a bump. I can make it through. It's like, I'll be fine. Yeah. And then that could be where it happens.
But the other thing is, if you have people who are skiing all day, sometimes they go in for lunch, have a beer. Afternoon they have a beer, and then they have another drink, and next thing you know, they're like pretty much drinking and skiing, which is not a good combination either, because you feel
invincible.
And then like I said, we have so many stories, but a couple of guys, a couple of friends daring the other one who had a couple of beers. Can you jump that high? Can you go on that thing? Sure. Yes.
So that could be definitely
it's always fun. But yes, the night skiing or the spring skiing, it changed.
Well, even
one thing I always also ask, and I know I asked Dr. Chang and Danny, is the ones they ski, but if you don't ski every day in the winter, you come here February 1st and one ski, you're out of practice. So it's hard. I mean, it's probably it's different, right?
Yeah, it's always like when you have your first run of the year, like, do I remember how to do this?
Sure.
Like everyone has that in their head when they're doing it.
We have in our merge, it's the first day of ski. We always have a bet which one is going to be the first injury. Unfortunately, I won 10 years in a row.
And that's the thing, right? So someone like Danny, who's been skiing since she was 2, and we have people who are in their 80s, and they're like, I said, you need to do precondition before you go skiing so you don't get hurt. They're like, oh, I've been skiing since I was 2. I don't need to do that. But that's not necessarily the case because for 6 or 8 months of the year, you're not doing that kind of activity, even though some of them are golfing or
But
walking.
I think the reflexes also change. So it's but a precondition, that's
it's important. Like I know I needed to do it. Like
I think one thing that we see a lot that they usually take their cortisone injection on the knees.
They do come in for their
Yeah,
injections
they do.
before
I want to
ski.
be ready
Yeah.
for ski.
Yeah, but not, but
Okay,
we don't want to do
but
exercise.
No,
Yeah.
Well,
but I
because-
want to
because-
be
yeah.
top shape.
Right. And then and then the other thing, just a quick before we wrap up, is in Collingwood here, we do a lot of man-made skiing, man-made snow, as well as the natural snow, and they're different.
Yes.
The feel, the texture is different, and sometimes that, if you're not careful, can cause injuries because your ski can they kind of react differently to that
Mhm.
surface. Is that correct?
Yeah, so what I find when I'm skiing, everyone may say something different, but you can tell
Mm-hmm.
like instantly when you're on something. It feels like you're just rolling on marbles.
It's different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So
And when you
or-
go through the snowmaking
Oh,
machine,
gosh,
and
your
your goggles
face,
are
yeah.
frozen with snow.
Yeah.
So you can't see anything,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
And then even
Yeah.
too with that, like sometimes you'll go off of the man-made snow
Right.
and then hit fresh snow or
Mm.
hit a different type of snow condition, and that's where it jolts and stops your
Yeah.
skis.
Because most of the time, so what happened? Oh, I hit a patch of ice.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
it's kind of that,
Mhm.
right? So,
Yes.
but again, there's when they say, "Oh, there's a machine that makes snow," I think they make more like ice pellets, not snow. But that's the way I see. But yeah, it's different skiing,
Yeah.
right?
Different skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
S-
it can be dangerous.
Can
Yeah.
be.
But we're not trying to scare you out of
Oh
skiing.
no.
Yeah. Because
I will still go.
yeah.
Keep
eight
going,
eight,
Yeah.
con-
keep
eight
going.
concussions later, she's
No
up.
problem.
She doesn't
No.
remember how,
She
how
doesn't
bad
remember the
ski
other-
is.
Now, that
No.
being said, I am nervous about skiing. Every time I'm skiing, I'm always worried about getting injured because I see the injuries and I see
Yeah,
the
and it's
consequences.
really in your
So
hands.
so it is always in the back of my mind. And
Be a little
Roger,
more careful.
are you going to ski? Or can we convince you?
Want me to teach you?
No.
Nope.
So Roger is like,
Nope.
definitely no.
I don't, you know,
Okay.
nope.
So what we're
I'm
going
gonna
to be
try.
talking about next episode is about injury prevention. So come back and join us.
Yep.
And thank you for your
And
time.
some
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
funny stories about
Oh
skiers.
yeah.
Skinny jeans.
That's right.
skiers. Good.
Bye guys.
Bye, guys.